students, how are you all? I'm sure you all are doing really good. So children, let's begin with our next chapter, which is Untouchability, a Social Evil. Points to study: untouchability, manual scavenging, efforts against untouchability, the role of the voluntary organizations against untouchability, our contribution to remove untouchability. Untouchability has been practiced in India since ancient time. It is the practice of separation followed by the upper caste Hindus against the lower caste Hindus. It has manifested itself in the following forms: not allowing the scheduled castes to enter the temples and to perform any rituals there, prohibiting the scheduled caste from bathing in the common pond or drawing water from the common wells, refusing education to the scheduled caste children, or not allowing the scheduled caste people even to walk through the residential area or through the main village streets of the dominant caste. Discrimination against scheduled caste in the field of employment and jobs, offering food and tea to the scheduled caste in separate utensils, forcing the scheduled caste to the menial jobs and unclean occupation, denying interdining and intermarriage to the scheduled caste by the upper caste. After independence, however, social injustice and untouchability have undergone a lot of change. Untouchability have been abolished by law and declared a punishable crime. Caste rigidities have also been greatly reduced. Nowadays, studying, traveling, working, dining and even intermarriage have become common to all castes. The work of social reformers like Jyotiba Phule, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, etc., coupled with constitutional provisions, have contributed a lot in upliftment of the depressed communities. Persons belonging to these classes are now leading many administration departments. They enjoy equal rights and facilities. तो बच्चों जान लेते हैं अनटचेबिलिटी क्या होती है। पहले के टाइम पे जो अपर कास्ट के हिंदूज हुआ करते थे वो लोअर कास्ट के हिंदूज के साथ बहुत ज़्यादा भेदभाव किया करते थे। उन्हें टेम्पल्स भी नहीं आने देते थे, उन्हें कॉमन एरिया जो बाथिंग एरिया है वहाँ पे नहीं आने दिया जाता था, उन्हें एजुकेशन वगैरह प्राप्त करने का हक नहीं था, इवन उनसे घर के कामकाज सफाई वगैरह करवाई जाती थी। लेकिन इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद कुछ रिफॉर्मर्स ने इनके खिलाफ आवाज़ उठाई, मतलब इन लोगों के जो समाज में कुरीतियाँ वगैरह फैली हुई थी उनके खिलाफ आवाज़ उठाई और इनके लिए कुछ नियम वगैरह बनाए गए थे। अब आप देखते होंगे अब इंटरकास्ट मैरिज भी अलाउड है, ये लोग एजुकेशन वगैरह पाने के लिए स्कूल भी आते हैं, इवन ये गवर्नमेंट जॉब के लिए भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। मैनुअल स्कैवेंजिंग, the practice of carrying human excreta in basket on their heads by sweeper is known as manual scavenging. This practice continued for centuries in the country until the flush system was evolved. Such a practice was undoubtedly shameful. Therefore, activities of the human rights condemned this practice and declared manual scavenging as a negation of the Dalits' dignity and rights. Reformers and activists also condemned manual scavenging is the worst form of negating human rights of Dalits who are forced to live in object conditions. तो बच्चों मैनुअल स्कैवेंजिंग के बारे में जान लेते हैं। पहले के ज़माने में क्या हुआ करता था, जो एक्सक्रीटा हुआ करता था ह्यूमंस का, वो ह्यूमंस के द्वारा ही उठाया जाता था, जिसे मैनुअल स्कैवेंजिंग कहा जाता था। अब जितना इम्प्रूवमेंट हुई है और जिस फ्लश सिस्टम जो आ गया उसकी वजह से ये चीज़ जो है, ये प्रैक्टिस जो है वो काफ़ी कम हो गई है। Laws concerned with manual scavenging. The government passed a law against manual scavenging. The employment of manual scavengers of dry latrines Prohibition Act 1993 punishes the employment of scavengers or the construction of dry latrines with imprisonment for up to 1 year or a fine of rupees 2000. Offenders are also liable to prosecution under the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes. Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. The employment of manual scavengers, however, still continues. A report 1999 admits that the progress in this matter is not satisfactory. A major reason for this, the inadequate attention paid by the state governments and concerned agencies. The human rights activists suggest that the government of India should press all the state to strictly implement the laws concerned with manual scavengers and prosecute the erring officials. The government should ensure that all manual scavengers are rehabilitated. तो बच्चों गवर्नमेंट ने ये इंश्योर कराया कि जो मैनुअल स्कैवेंजर्स हैं उनसे ये काम जो है वो ना कराया जाए, उनको आप दूसरे कामों में इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हो. ये काम जो है वो पनिशेबल एक्ट घोषित कर दिया गया था. Mahatma Gandhi's role in removing untouchability. Mahatma Gandhi launched a crusade against it and declared it immoral. He raised a strong voice against the injustice done to the untouchables. He used to stay in Balmiki colony at Delhi. There was no caste discrimination in his ashram. He founded all the India Harijan Sangh for the upliftment of the Harijans. He opened the doors of the national movement for all. The Harijans began to take an active part in the public meetings, demonstrations and satyagraha along with the people of other castes. Under his leadership, the Congress made the Harijans upliftment a part of its program. तो बच्चों गांधी जी जो थे उन्होंने जो अनटचेबल लोग हुआ करते थे, जो निचली जाति के जो लोग हुआ करते थे, उनके प्रोग्रेस में उन्होंने काफ़ी ज़्यादा काम किए. उन्होंने एक आश्रम भी खोला था जहाँ पे वो किसी के साथ भेदभाव नहीं किया करते थे. इवन अपने जो आंदोलन वगैरह हुआ करते थे उसमें वो सारे शेड्यूल कास्ट को भी इन्वॉल्व किया करते थे, अपने साथ ले करके उन्हें चला करते थे. Efforts against untouchability. The right to equality as guaranteed by the Constitution of India assures that no citizen should be discriminated against on the ground of caste, color, sex or religion. Reservations have been made for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Untouchability have been abolished and its practice in any form has been declared a punishable offence under Article 17. Article 25 2b states that the Hindu religion institution meant for the public should be open to all classes and sections of the Hindu community. The Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955 declares preaching and practice of untouchability as a punishable crime. The Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribes Act 1989 contains many provisions to prevent the abuse and discrimination of the depressed classes. Some of the punishable offences recognized under the Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribe Act 1989 are forcing a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe member to eat or drink inedible substances, dumping waste, feces or any other obnoxious matter in the premise or neighborhood of a scheduled caste or scheduled tribes. Wrongful occupation or cultivation of land owned by a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, interfering in the enjoyment of rights over land, premises of a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. Forcing a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe person not to vote or to vote for a particular candidate. Deliberately insulting a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe person in public. Assault or use of force to outrage the modesty of a woman belonging to a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. तो बच्चों कुछ लॉ जो थे वो बनाए गए थे शेड्यूल कास्ट के अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए. ये जो राइट्स थे, इक्वालिटी देते थे किनको, शेड्यूल कास्ट के लोगों को. रिजर्वेशन वगैरह रखे गए थे किसके लिए, शेड्यूल कास्ट एंड शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स लोगों के लिए. अनटचेबिलिटी जो थी उसको बिल्कुल ही अबॉलिश कर दिया गया था सोसाइटी से. आर्टिकल 25 के अंडर जितने भी आपके हिंदू रिलीजन हैं, अगर वो लोग मानना चाहें अपना रिलीजन तो वो मान सकते हैं, अगर वो नहीं मानना चाहें तो वो उनके ऊपर छोड़ दिया जाए. ठीक है, आप किसी को भी फोर्सफुली ये नहीं कह सकते कि आप ये वाला धर्म जो है वो अपनाओ. यहाँ पे कुछ एक्ट वगैरह बनाए गए थे, उसके अंदर कुछ टास्क वगैरह डाले गए थे, जैसे कि आप किसी भी शेड्यूल ट्राइब के लोग को फोर्स नहीं कर सकते कुछ भी ड्रिंक या ईट करने के लिए, साथ ही साथ आप उनसे अपना डंप वगैरह वेस्ट नहीं करा सकते. तो इस तरह के कुछ पॉइंट्स वगैरह थे जो उसमें मेंशन किए गए थे. Laws against untouchability try to uphold the rights of the people who have been discriminated against on the basis of caste. Other corrective measures are being taken to create awareness among the people to bring about a change in the attitude of people and thus reform the society. These measures include holding public discussions on the subject. Harijan Week is observed in several states to educate people about the evils of untouchability and caste discrimination. Activities like cleaning of Harijan colony and arranging community dinners are also organized to encourage integration. The government also allocate funds in the 5-year plan for the upliftment of the Harijans. तो बच्चों इन प्रोविजंस के साथ साथ कुछ समाज में क्लासेस वगैरह भी चलाई गई, लोगों को अवेयर कराया गया कि जो अनटचेबल लोग हैं, जो शेड्यूल कास्ट के लोग हैं, वो भी इंसान हैं, आप उनके साथ ऐसा बिहेव नहीं कर सकते। The role of the voluntary organization against untouchability, the evil still persists and more efforts are required to eradicate this evil. Their economic conditions should be improved. They should be given loans at cheap rate to enable them to set up their own cottage and small scale industry. People should be educated more through films, television programs, dramas, speeches, etc. New colonies should be set up where people belonging to all castes should live together and lead a community life. National Cadet Corps (NCC) camps are as well as scouting camps should be organized, where children belonging to different castes should get a chance for living together. Such an education should be imparted to children, the future citizens of India, that they may live freely from the taboos of untouchability. Intercaste marriages should be encouraged, as this level evil is deep in the villages, so all such villages should be avoided which had cast this evil of अनटचेबिलिटी। तो एजुकेशन के थ्रू बच्चों को भी ये पढ़ाया जाता था कि जो आपके क्लास में जो दूसरे तबके के लोग आते हैं या बच्चे आते हैं, उनके साथ आप डिस्क्रिमिनेट ना करें, क्योंकि अनटचेबिलिटी का जो रूल है या जो आप इसकी प्रैक्टिस है वो विलेजेस वगैरह में ज़्यादा देखने को मिलती है। तो विलेजेस के लोगों को भी ये एजुकेट कराया गया कि जो अनटचेबिलिटी है, ऐसे इविल को समाज से ख़त्म कर देना चाहिए। Our contribution to remove untouchability. We can do a lot to remove untouchability from our society. The most important way to prevent exploitation of Harijans by the upper caste is to take concrete steps to help the Harijans improve their own financial conditions. Children need to be made aware of the harmful social practices such as untouchability. Much can be achieved by creating feeling of brotherhood and removing caste prejudice from the mind of a future generation. Awareness can be created among the rest of the people with the use of films and theatres, songs, bhajans, talks and discussions. The evil effect of this practice can be highlighted through these mediums. Assistance can also be given so that they can set up their own small scale or cottage industries. Educating them and providing vocational training and job can be achieve this purpose. The government has also set aside large sums of money in the 5-year plans for the upliftment of the Harijan. Certain states have even given award to the villages that have worked successfully for the eradication of this social evil. In spite of all these attempts, untouchability has not been successfully uprooted. तो बच्चों मीडियम बन जाता है, जैसे कि आपके फिल्म्स वगैरह होती है, आपके जो सीरियल्स वगैरह होते हैं, आपकी छोटी छोटी शॉर्ट स्टोरीज़ के थ्रू भी आप समाज में ये अवेयरनेस फैला सकते हैं कि हमें दलित्स के साथ अच्छे से बिहेव करना चाहिए, उन्हें समान ही समझना चाहिए। Extra shots. The Sulabh International Social Service Organization was started by Dr. Bhimdeshwar Pathak in 1970. This organization built scavenging-free flush toilets for hygienic disposal of human waste. Thus, many pay and use public toilets have been set up. This not only liberated manual scavengers but also helped in generating biogas and biofertilizers. तो बच्चों सुलभ इंटरनेशनल सोशल सर्विस जो है, उन्होंने जगह जगह पे आपने देखे होंगे बहुत ज़्यादा हाइजीनिक डिस्पोजल्स के लिए उन्होंने क्या खोले थे, टॉयलेट्स वगैरह खोले थे। यहाँ पे आप पे करके आप उन्हें क्या कर सकते हो, यूज़ कर सकते हो। Keywords: untouchability, the practice of segregation of lower caste practiced by upper caste Hindus. Depressed, very unhappy and suffering the effects of economic inequalities. Discrimination, unfair treatment of different categories of people on the ground of race, caste, sex or age. Let's recapitulate. The root of untouchability lies in the caste system prevailing in the society. The employment of manual scavengers and construction of dry latrines. Prohibition Act 1993 forbids the employment of manual scavengers and the construction of dry toilets. The practice of untouchability has been made a punishable offence under Article 17 of the Indian Constitution and the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. So children, I hope you understood the chapter very well. Now you can revise the chapter and practice the given exercise by yourself.